Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if it's the first time you're joining me. My name is Hayley and I review fragrances. So in today's video, I thought I would share with you some of my top 10 out of 10 masterpiece fragrances. Now these are all luxury fragrances and I would class them as a 10 out of 10 masterpiece because there is not one thing I would change about any of them. I think they are all absolutely incredible and yeah, that classes as a masterpiece for me. Now, I know we will all feel different about what masterpiece means, but it doesn't matter. Whatever that means to you is okay. For me, I would not change one thing about any of these fragrances. So if that is your kind of thing, please do keep on watching. But before we get started on the content, I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe to my channel. It really helps my channel out and I would love to have you as part of this incredible fragrance community. Now that's out of the way, let's jump in to the first 10 out of 10 masterpiece fragrance. First up is Angelique Noire by Guerlain. Now, if you are a regular viewer of my channel, this will not come as a surprise to you. I think Guerlain in general has so many masterpiece fragrances. They know how to get it right in the luxury category. Everything is quite understated, timeless, and very, very classy. But Angelique Noire, I just find it so incredibly special. Now, this is almost quite demure and, as I mentioned, understated, but there is something incredibly special about it. This is a green vanilla, and there is quite a heavy Angelica note, which is a note that pulls very green, and I feel like you will either love that or hate it, but it gives this a unique touch, and it stops it from being overly sweet. Now the vanilla in here is very natural. It smells like a fresh vanilla bean pod mixed in with that Angelica. Just absolutely sublime in my opinion. I think this would make the perfect bridal scent, but it also fits so many different occasions, could easily be a signature scent. And yeah, I just think this one is so special. I would love to hear your thoughts on Angelique Noire if you have tried this one. What do you think about it? Would you class it as a masterpiece? And if not, please tell me why too, but I know so many of you love this one too. Angelique Noire is incredibly special to me. Next up is Dries van Noten Soie Malaquais. Now, I'm sure many of you know my love for this fragrance. This one just feels very me whenever I wear it. It's one of those fragrances that will be a top 10 for life, and it's a 10 out of 10. I don't have anything that smells quite like this, yet at the same time, it's incredibly likable and incredibly wearable. This is sweet. So you've got this juicy kind of blackcurrant note in the opening, but where this gets really interesting is it's quite nutty through the middle. You've got a dusting of cacao too. It's silky smooth, and I just think the combination of those notes together, specifically the chestnut and the blackcurrant, is incredibly addictive. The cacao's quite light, but it is noticeable for me. And for me, actually, Soie Malaquais performs best in the cooler weather. So we are in the right season, at least here in the UK, for this fragrance, in my opinion. And the overall presentation adds to the whole quality of being a masterpiece. Now, there's only a couple of fragrances from Dries van Noten that I would class as a masterpiece. This is one of them, and also Chamomile Satin. But let me know what your thoughts are on this fragrance. I have been talking about this one now for, I don't know, maybe 1.5 years, and I am still blown away by it. I do save it for special occasions, and that makes me really happy. So Soie Malaquais is definitely a 10 out of 10 masterpiece for me. So whilst we're on the topic of luxury, I want to showcase the jewelry that I'm wearing in today's video. Now, this part of the video is in collaboration with IDYL. Now, they specialize in customizable modular jewelry that are solid gold, and they use lab-grown diamonds, which is incredible from a sustainability point of view. Now, I only personally wear solid gold, specifically solid rose gold, because I think it suits my skin tone best. So my wedding band and my engagement ring is also in rose gold. Now, I think this necklace is absolutely spectacular. So if you are a regular viewer of my channel, I have been been wearing the same necklace for the last 2 years, but it is now discontinued. And you often ask where it is from, and I can't share it with you because you can't get it anymore. Well, if I do say so myself, I think this necklace is even more spectacular. The diamonds are slightly bigger, and I love that you can mix and match. So this chain you purchase separately, and you can purchase it in silver, gold, or rose gold, and then you pick your customizable piece. So I have here the Lena diamond set. So you can just mix and match whatever style you like from the website. This is very me. And then I also have the most incredible earrings on, which are also 2-in-1 customizable. I have the petite rose gold diamond studs in, mixed together with the Lucia diamond huggy. I will show you a close-up now of the piece to show you how it works. So as I mentioned, this is the petite rose gold diamond stud, and then you attach the Lucia modular piece to the back of the earring, and you have created your own individual piece. Now they sell lots of different styles. This is my personal favorite. I think it's understated yet cool at the same time, and I just think it's very, very chic. But I do have a different style on in my other ear to show you, which I also think is so, so cool. So on the opposite side, I have the Live set. Now this again is with the petite rose gold stud, and then you have the modular Live piece. Super, super cool. I hope you can see this well. If not, I will insert a close-up. So you can mix and match styles, and they do cuffs, all different types of pairings and stylings. Mostly I will wear a matching pair because that is more my style, but I know so many people like to mix and match, but this styling is very in line with my personal taste. You will see this in all of my future videos to come, my new favorite jewelry pieces by far. You don't have to take these pieces out. I can wear them to sleep. I can wear them in the shower. They are solid gold and they are lab grown diamonds. So thank you so much to IDYL for sponsoring this part of the video. I truly adore these pieces. I will have a discount code in the description box below and some special offers. So I would recommend checking out the brand if you love the styles that I'm wearing. Back onto fragrance, the next one is from Atelier de Soie, and this one is Rose Omeyyade. Now this is definitely one of my favorite rose oud fragrances in my collection. I don't find it overwhelming. I think the brand as a whole really does give off that luxury vibe, but that is not why I picked it. It's nothing to do with the packaging. I think this fragrance is a 10 out of 10. It's a rose oud that I never get bored of. It's very jammy in the opening. The rose is super luscious. I find it very feminine too. And then the oud is quite subtle and smooth. It's not too in your face. It doesn't have any of that kind of skankiness that oud can have sometimes. This is just incredibly smooth. And in terms of a rose oud, this would be one of my top recommendations. There is not one thing I would change about this, so I would class it as a masterpiece. And next up, let's go with Fragrance du Bois Sirene. Now this is my top 2 fragrance from Fragrance du Bois. I absolutely adore Minuit et Demi too, but Sirene is just an absolute masterpiece. And cherry is a note in fragrance that I don't overly love, but in here, I just think this is spectacular. It's so smooth, almost like a red fruit smoothie. Specifically, I pick up like cherry and strawberry. There's no strawberry note in here, but for some reason I do pick that up. And then you've got a kind of creaminess in the base too. The oud is very creamy. You've got saffron. It's so incredibly sexy. And I just think this is such a fantastic release from Fragrance du Bois. I think the bottle is very chic as well. That is not why I believe this to be a masterpiece, but it does help with the overall aesthetics. When you are spending a lot of money on luxury, you want the packaging to be nice too, but in terms of the scent profile, this is a real head-turning, statement-making, smooth, cherry, saffron, oud style fragrance. Next up is Blonde Amber by Clive Cristian. Now, this fragrance is incredibly expensive, but it's a real masterpiece for me. It was on my wish list for the longest time, and I only picked it up when I found a good deal. I would have struggled to spend full retail on this, I have to say, but the scent profile It is a masterpiece. So if you have the cash and you don't mind spending that much, I highly recommend Blonde Amber, but do also look out for deals. Now, what this is a very complex spiced vanilla and amber fragrance. You've got some dried fruits in here. It's a little bit boozy. That vanilla's incredibly smooth, and the amber gives this a rich resinous feel. And in terms of this type of scent profile, this would be my top pick. It is beyond a masterpiece to me. I highly recommend even just getting a sample of it so you can experience the scent profile. But this one is definitely a 10 out of 10 for me, and one that I would highly recommend. Next up is Oriental Enigma by Alexandre J. This is such a show-stopping fragrance that has a real unique quality about it too. I would also say Imperial Peacock I would class as a 10 out of 10 masterpiece, but this one was the first Alexandre J in my collection, and I do have a soft spot for it. Now, it's got quite a unique composition. It starts off with really sticky, sweet dates, but then you've got a hibiscus note in here too. There's some tonka bean in the base. You've also got some vanilla. You've got a very smooth and earthy orris note. There's saffron, there's a little bit of rum, and there's also hazelnut in the opening. This is a real chef's kiss standout fragrance for me. Wow, that lid was hard to get off then. It's very gourmand. I would only wear this in the cooler weather. But that combination of the hazelnut mixed in with the dates and the hibiscus, you've got that tonka bean, you've got the booziness, you've got the saffron. If you can get a sample of this one, again, I would highly recommend it. I think this is a real masterpiece fragrance. How many times have I said masterpiece in this video? I know it's the title, but wow. Apologies for that. But yeah, 10 out of 10 for me. Highly recommend Oriental Enigma. So those were all of the fragrances that I wanted to showcase in today's video. Please do let me know what you think about my choices, but I would also love to know what fragrances you class as a 10 out of 10 masterpiece. Please do let me know down in the comments below. And also if you have any questions about IDYL and the jewelry pieces. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's been a pleasure as always. I hope to see you in a future video to come. Thank you so much, and goodbye.